Hey, Chris Liepe here with the isolated vocals for Counting Crows' Mr. Jones, Adam Duritz. Incredible vocalist. I've been listening to this guy for a long time, and I enjoy every minute of what he does. He's so expressive. He's so variable in how he approaches different phrases. He's so dynamic. But it's more than just dynamics. He's placing things so differently throughout each line that the expressiveness stands out more than a lot of other singers. We also get an extra detailed glimpse into the background vocals on this song with these isolated vocals. I knew about the sha-la-la kind of things that are happening towards the end, and I knew there was some other things peppered in there, but I didn't know they were this neat and this sort of happenstance. So you'll get to hear that and make the most of this experience in that way as well. If you'd like more help with your own voice, the best place to start is by clicking the link below and joining my free voice course. I go over a lot of things in these videos, vocal technique-wise, placement, support. Adam's doing a lot of things that are very advanced. And if you're struggling with stuff like getting your support right or knowing how to get good tone out of your voice, I can help you with that. And joining my free course is the best place to start in building into your own voice. All right, let's get into this.
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Right off the bat, let's talk about his tone. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. No. There's some things going on here that if we can establish right away, we're going to have a lot easier time understanding what he's doing and how he gets his wonderfully unique sound. Right there. Notice how bright it is? This is not it's more like I'm exaggerating it, but there's a whine that's going on there. He's got a high larynx, a dropped back of tongue, and a slightly raised soft palate. That's what gets him that sort of 1K bump, that high mid-range bump / bite. He's also very nasal. So if I play with the tone control here a little bit in my own voice, no, there it is. It's very mid-rangey. And I've done that by creating this back of tongue, soft palate, larynx thing. I talk about this a lot in my course, How to Craft Your Tone. You can do this without tension if you know how you're supposed to arrange your muscles and your tissues. And then you can lean into this. Don't shy away from nasality with Adam's style. This is a big part of it. Okay, let's listen on, and we'll talk about compression and airflow in a little bit as well.
I was down at the New Amsterdam, staring at this yellow-haired girl. Mr. Jones strikes up a conversation with a black-haired.
Mr. Jones strikes up a conversation. Mr. Jones. Oh, in addition to what I talked about tone and placement-wise, he's using compression. Mr. Jones, letting his nasality in and out. This works together to create a very upfront, aggressive, yet slightly lazy sound.
Down at this yellow-haired girl.
Down at this yellow-haired girl. This is more than just not enunciating and pushing. He is compressing. Down to this yellow-haired girl. No, that's just yelling. Down to this yellow-haired girl, Mr. Jones strikes up a conversation. Pretty cool stuff.
With a black hair.
With black hair.
flamenco dance. You know she dances while his father plays.
Always loved this line right here.
Dance, you know she dances.
You know she dances while her father plays. And then
Father plays.
Like weeps into that. So much dynamic, so much airflow moderation, and even changing
Dance, you know she dances while his father plays.
how he jumps into head voice there. You know, presses in. You know she dances while his father. Words, but
She dances while his father plays.
you know she dances. How he lightens up there. He can totally he'll hit that later, but the way that he arcs down into this chest voice there and kisses his head voice, so stylistic.
Guitar, she's suddenly beautiful, and we all want something beautiful. Man, I wish I was beautiful. So come dance the silence down through the morning.
Okay, listen here, this neat onset here.
And we all want something beautiful.
And we super relaxed face, right? And we all want something beautiful. There's this whine to his voice, but there's that he's sleeping here.
And we
all want something beautiful. And then he kind of mutters this line.
Man, I wish I was beautiful. So come dance the silence down through the morning.
Big
Sha la 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 la, yeah. Yeah.
You can hear him tapping his foot. That's so cool.
Cut up, Maria.
Okay, right here,
Sha la 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 la.
he's compressing to the point of a little bit of grit. Sha la 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 la, yeah. No. Sha la la, yeah. Pushing, holding back more air with the area above our larynx.
Sha la
La, just for the beginning. He's not pushing all the way through, and you can see that on the waveform here too. Sha la, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cut up, Maria.
Speaking.
Show me some of them Spanish dances and pass me a bottle, Mr. Jones.
I like his shake. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones. It's sort of a vibrato, but sort of like this. Oh, so much nasality there. Listen to this ending here again.
Bottle, Mr. Jones.
Jones. Whining it. Exaggerated in your own voice. Experiment with this tonal placement, like I described at the beginning, to help you get there.
Believe in me. Help me believe in anything.
Hard.
'Cause I wanna be someone who believes.
There's that shake again.
Yeah. Mr. Jones and me tell each.
Okay, now, couple things here. Very key. Listen how he builds into his head voice like he did earlier, but it's much more exaggerated here.
Mr. Jones and me.
This Jones, he's throwing his voice up there. This isn't Mr. Jones and me. No. Listen to how he falls off that line.
Mr. Jones and
Jones.
Mr. Jones and me.
And me. Mr. Jones and me. You must get those subtleties in order for this to work. I've tried covering this song before, and it's very, very difficult to get it to vibe right because of the way he weeps and falls off of phrases. It's not that we want to sing it exactly like him, but there's a certain energy to the way he does this line in particular that, you know, if you're Mr. Jones and me, just doesn't work. It's got to be this building into that head voice.
Mr.
Where you are kind of tightening up and Mr. Jones. And then freeing Mr. Jones and me. compressed, that high brash mid-range coming out of my voice. Mr. Jones and me. So cool.
Tell each other fairy tales and we stare through beautiful women. She's looking at you, oh no, she's looking at me, smiling in the bright lights.
I love that there's just like this gang of vocalists that they all sound a little different. They're not really with it. The vocals aren't tight. They're placed differently in the mix. It's a really, really neat sound. And one more thing on this main line here.
Mr. Jones.
You can hear two doubles going on that are more reverby around that. I never, ever heard that until the isolated vocals, in addition to the detail that I'm hearing on these background vocals.
Oh no, she's looking at me, smiling in the bright lights. Coming through in stereo when everybody loves you. You can never be alone.
It's neat because they're so loose and the pitches, I mean, they go with the music, but that loosey-goosey sound helps them really blend in with the band. I never counted them. I think I heard them or sensed them, but never counted them in all the years listening to the mix.
You can never be lonely while I'm on paint my picture.
I love, this is another great line here.
You could never be lonely.
You could never be. How brash B is?
You could never be lonely.
You could never be. He's moving that around, forward, backward in his mouth. You could never be. Again, exaggerating it. But then listen to how he whines and moans over lonely.
Be lonely well.
Lonely well.
Well, I'm on paint my picture.
Well, I'm gonna paint my picture. Well, I'm gonna paint my picture. No. Well, I'm gonna paint my picture. I'm gonna paint my picture. Yeah.
Paint myself in blue and red and black and gray.
Paint myself in blue and red and black and gray. Now we start to parrot him a little bit, but then let our voice take over. I love doing this with Adam's style, where I'll play a line and then sing it back and be inspired by his tone and placement and compression, but then let my voice sort of go with it, like this.
You can never be lonely while I'm on paint my picture.
You could never be lonely while I'm on paint my picture.
Paint myself in blue and red and black and gray.
Paint myself in blue, red, and black and gray.
All of the beautiful colors are very, very meaningful.
All of the beautiful colors are very, very meaningful.
Yeah, well, you know, gray is my favorite color.
Such a great line. Yeah, well, you know, gray is my favorite color. Well, I felt so symbolic yesterday. That weep. Let yourself break up as you go higher there.
Yeah,
well. You can kind of get lost in that sort of game. It's like this call and answer. And he's really my favorite vocalist to do that with, because each phrase, each bit of energy he exudes through each phrase is so unique. There's so many little subtleties to pick up on and then try with your voice. And don't expect to be exactly like him. In fact, that's not what we're going for at all. It's like, let's grab the energy, let's grab the essence of it and try it out. And for whatever reason, his vocals are more fun to do that with than a lot. I think part of it is that even though everything is so unique and placed differently, a lot of what he did was so off the cuff. And so it was less calculated in the way that he recorded and the way that he wrote than a lot of vocalists. And so it allows me to kind of get this thing where, he sings something, then he throws it to me, and then I sing something, and back and forth. Fun stuff.
I felt so symbolic yesterday. If I knew Picasso, I would buy myself a great guitar and play.
Ugh. This line right here.
I would buy myself.
I would buy myself. That thinner. I would buy myself. No, I would buy. Thinner and nasal, very crowish, like I've talked about in other videos.
I would buy myself a gray.
I mean, listen to how he simultaneously lightens up and gray guitar and play.
I would buy myself a gray.
I would buy myself a gray guitar and play. I would buy myself a gray guitar and... Lots of fun ways to build into that. You can hear him and then releasing on gray. It's kind of abandoning into it, even though he's pretty accurate with it. I would buy myself a gray guitar and play Mr. Then
Play Mr. June and me, look into the future. Yeah, we stare at the beautiful women. She's looking at you. I don't think so. She's looking at me, standing in the spotlight.
hey la la, yeah. And hey la la, yeah. Those are great rhythmic gang vocals. And what I love about them is tonally they are so different from what Adam is doing.
Play Mr. June and me, look into the future. Yeah, we stare at the beautiful women. She's looking at you.
Yeah. Hey la la. That guy's like bright and tight, right? And
play Mr. June and me, look into the future. Yeah, we stare at the beautiful women.
They all sound like women back there. I said guy, but...
I bought myself a gray guitar when everybody loves me. I will never be lonely.
Ooh. Now, his agility is awesome, too. I would never be lonely. He weeps off of that. Listen to how nasal he is and crowish. But it's more than just crow. He's still leaving a lot of room in the back of his mouth. That's the key to his tone.
I will never be lonely.
I would never be lonely.
Said I'm never gonna be lonely.
So weepy there. Lonely.
I wanna be a lion. Gosh. Everybody wanna pass as cats. We all wanna be big stars, yeah, but we got different reasons for that.
Oh, there's just so much to unpack. I mean,
everybody wanna pass as cats.
Cat. Everybody wanna pass as cat. He goes into Fry there. It's like he's desperately melting.
Everybody wanna pass as cats.
Cat. Everybody wanna pass as cat. We all wanna be big stars, yeah. We got different reasons for that. It's just having a conversation, this like stream of consciousness thing. So amazing, and the expression fits so well. Cannot be replicated, but it can be super inspiring for what you're doing with your voice. Part of what's so exciting about this, to listen to this and then be, attached to this song and having listened to it for a long time, there's some nostalgia there. But the main reason that this song is so good and the performance is so good is because he's being this sort of narrator, this sort of cartoon narrator that has all sorts of little things going on in his voice that, yeah, I mean, definitely not going through and going, okay, I'm going to use Fry here, I'm going to compress more here. He's just in the moment. But by us taking and osmosising from this and practicing little things like, everybody want to pass as cats, and not even doing it the same, but thinking about stuff like this, it does wonders for our voice. Way more than just doing scales or trying to learn a song all the way through. Hone into these details and put them in your voice.
Yeah, but we got different reasons for that. So believe in me.
False.
'Cause I don't believe in anything. And I wanna be someone to believe, yeah.
Oh, the way that he builds in dynamics here. Listen to how he goes in and out of his head voice.
'Cause I don't believe in anything.
Because I don't believe in anything. There's a lot of different transitions between his head voice and chest voice. Almost like what I just said. There's a lot of different transitions. He's kind of going in and out a lot. It's so cool.
'Cause I don't believe in anything. And I wanna be someone to believe, yeah.
Just leans more and more into that. To believe, yeah. To believe, yeah. Man, so cool.
And me stumbling through the body of air, we stare at the beautiful women. She's perfect for you. Man, there's got to be somebody for me. I wanna be Bob Dylan. Mr. Jones wishes he.
This is another line that I've just always loved.
Man, there's got to be somebody for me.
All over pitch-wise, right? Like, man, there's got to be somebody for me. Man. I mean, man is way off.
Man, there's got.
Man.
Man, there's got to be somebody for.
Man, there's got to be somebody for me.
I wanna be Bob Dylan. Mr. Jones wishes he was someone just a little more funky when everybody loves you.
The quintessential line right here from Counting Crows. By the way, part of the reason I'm stopping so much is because it helps me not get blocked video-wise. If I let it play too long, sometimes I have to go back and recut these and re-edit things because Google's algorithm will pick up that there's the song in the video.
About as funky as you can be, Mr. Jones and me, staring at the video. When I look at the television, I wanna see me.
When I look at the television, I wanna see me. Lower that back of tongue a little bit. See me. When I look at the television, I wanna see me. Looking right back at me. Mr. Jones and me.
Big stars, but we don't know why, and we don't know how. But when everybody loves me, I wanna be just about as happy as I can be, Mr. Jones and me.
Hear how this happy, how he's almost like sighing into it.
Just about as happy as I can be.
Just about as happy as I can be. Happy as I can be. Mr. Joe. Like he's getting to the end and he's just happy as he can be. Hey! And sort of almost getting out of energy there.
Happy as I can be, Mr. Jones and me. We're gonna be big stars.
I love the weeping and how he drags that beat at the end. We're gonna be big stars. Thanks for hanging with me for one of my favorite songs of all time. One of my favorite performances of all time. I'm so thrilled that I found the isolated vocals and could walk you through this. Leave comments, let me know how you liked it. Sorry I stopped it more than usual. So excited about all these different things to talk about. You could do a whole course on just this song and vocal delivery and how he's changing things and arcing his various characters. And if any of you have taken my courses, you know that I'm big on characters and learning how to draw different things out of your voice. Again, if you'd like to work closer with me, click the link below and join my free voice course. We'll see you for more.